deal at all. Let's talk to Craig Mackinlay, the MP for South Thanet. Craig, good morning to you.
Good morning.
What do you think we're closer to leaving without a deal?
I think we've edged a little bit closer to that because of the intransigence of the EU. We had the Chequers deal, the Future Relationship White Paper came out, and it's already been described by the EU as Alice in Wonderland, and even that paper has divided, obviously, the cabinet with the resignations. It's divided the party, and I think if you were to speak to people on the street, it's divided them as well. It is generally not. It doesn't pass the sniff test with many people that this actually represents Brexit.
But would you personally rather leave without a deal than accept the deal that Theresa May put together at Chequers?
Oh, absolutely. There's absolutely no doubt at all, because leaving without a deal, which people call, No Deal Brexit, is none of the sort. It is actually a global Brexit. It's
WTO rules.
Absolutely. There's nothing to be fearful of that at all. It's
hard border in Northern Ireland?
No, there's no need for that whatsoever.
Well, according to WTO rules, they insist that if you're in a free trade area, it has to have borders all round it.
Well, these borders can be what you might call technological imaginary borders. They don't actually... You're not going to have guys with kepi caps opening up your suitcase.
No, I know, but the technology you're talking about doesn't exist yet.
Well, it does practically exist, because it exists at the borders when you import, say, a container of goods from China. Only about 1 in 100 are ever even looked at. The rest of it is done electronically. Trusted traders. These things just happen. So to say there is some strange thing about this Northern Ireland Republic border, I'm afraid it's imaginary. I'm afraid it's being used by those who are just perpetuating that argument that we should stay in the European Union.
Craig, if you think we should leave without a deal, I'm hearing this morning that if we go onto WTO rules, there'll be more tariffs and things. I'm worried that when I go into the supermarket, my food's going to cost more.
Will it actually be completely the reverse? Because if we had a no-deal Brexit, we'd actually be able to raise our own tariff schedules on the WTO, where we retake our seat and can highlight the type of tariffs we're happy to have. And for products that we don't produce, which is often quite a lot of what you buy in your supermarket, we'd actually be able to apply a lower tariff than the EU, because under the customs union, it's very protectionist. It's there to protect the citrus producers of Spain. It's there to produce the agriculturalists of France. And we'd actually be able to buy food at lower cost because we would be in control of our tariffs. So, you'd instantly be able to buy your citrus fruits from Morocco, because we could have a deal with Morocco and say we'll have low tariffs. So,
finally, Craig, would you like to thank those 4 Labour MPs for keeping you in government this morning?
Well, I don't think they've done that, but obviously they're very good friends. No, we are very pleased about that. But what they've done, they have actually gone along with the referendum in the constituencies across a lot of Labour seats, particularly in the north. I think those constituents should be looking at their Labour MPs and saying, what are you playing at? I did not vote to remain in the vestiges of a customs union or single market, but that now seems to be Labour policy. So, the Labour weren't rebels. They were actually staying true to the 17.4 million who want a decent, normal Britain and a proper Brexit. So they're not rebels, they are proper patriots.
Craig, thank you. Craig Mackinlay, the MP for South Thanet.